So, hello and welcome to Limitless You Talk with me, Katie, and I am delighted today to be joined by Lewis McFarlane, who's founder, head coach of Peak Performance Project. I know Lewis through my own coaches, fellow North Ayrshire, just up the coast from me. So yeah, I've been buzzing to, ask Lewis. I was a bit nervous of asking Lewis to come on, but Lewis has got a lot of wisdom and a lot of things following them for such a while that I've picked up a lot of things, and yeah, I think it's just the right time to have a conversation and really ask some questions that hopefully help my curiosity as much as anyone listening. But before we get into that, if you were to describe yourself, Lewis, how would you do that?
I'm a very black and white person, so it's either right or it's
Ooh.
wrong. And I listen to my conscious thoughts more than anyone else's opinions. And I let my own energy guide me towards what I want. I don't care what anyone else thinks of me, what anyone else has to say. Obviously, if I've invested in someone, let's say a coach, a mentor for that matter, and they're where I want to be in life, I will take on their thoughts and their wisdom because they've got the arrows in their back. But I'd say I'm very much myself, something I maybe struggled with in the past, but it's got to be everything authentic to me. Like everything that I now do, everything that I now say, it's real, it's raw, it's how I feel, the way I look at the world. So I'd say pretty much everything I do, it has to be authentic. It comes from the heart and the head, and it's like a conscious chain of thought that's aligned with a purpose that I've now created for myself that I feel is like aligned with a mission that will help more people. So I feel like obligated almost as a mission to get that across.
I love that. It's said with such clarity. Do you think like there was a light bulb moment that helped become black and white more?
Yeah, I would say I used to look at a lot of other people and take parts of their life and try almost like jigsaw my life together through taking bits and bobs of theirs. And I slowly created a version of myself that could almost be a little bit like disjointed, but
Mm.
it was getting me to where I want to go. But over time, like imagine like a rocket ship flying to space, right? It has the thrusters, the boosters, all this kind of stuff on at the start, and you need that kind of support. You need the opinions of others. You need the nuances, the education, the ways of doing things from other people. But over time, as I've like pushed through and became more myself and built more momentum, became more disciplined and found my true calling, I've managed to let go of all of the other different things that other people have maybe, or what I've taken from other people to build that momentum. And I've finally almost like hit orbit, and now I'm like free flying to an extent. And I've let go of like all the other bits of everyone else and just stepped into my own, like, never want to be a commodity, never want to be like everyone else. So I want to be a sum of one. I want to play my own game. You can't lose if you're the only one playing. So I've like managed to let go of
Wow.
everything else and just go into my own field and my own kind of way of doing things, which works for me. There's a blueprint for everything in life. I really do believe that. And I think when you can create your own blueprint and every single day that it stacks a level of success and a level of self-worth through the self-work, that over time, like almost calcifies your mind and body to be tougher, to be stronger, and to continue doing what works in alignment with what your goals are. No one else's goals, just yours. It's like when you're playing it for you to help other people through you, that's when you win, I think, in the long term.
Because a lot of us do try and follow the curve, if you like, follow everyone else. We are all individuals. We're all different. We've got a
Yeah.
journey where we're born, then we die at the end of it. So it's who you choose to be within that. And I like you said that about your blueprint, because I was on the Peak Performance Project website just to get a better, kind of more in-depth understanding. It was like systems, culture, and the blueprint to achieve jaw-dropping results. And you talked about trial and error on there. And I wrote down, it was like, what does it truly take? And I suppose it's maybe adapting some of what you do is now what you do to help others. Like, what does it actually take to make this reality for someone that's not in the position and clarity where you are right now? like that's someone you're helping. What does it take to make that a reality for themselves?
Like imagine this, like see every day when you wake up, right, you're in neutral. This is what I'll teach any of my clients when they come on board. We have a one-to-one kind of mindset audit. And this is stuff that I've learned through my own experience and whatnot. But imagine every single morning you wake up and you're here, you're neutral, right? And you've got the opportunity, like you wake up and you've not had any conscious streams of thought to be, is it going to be a positive day or a negative day or a bad day or a good day, whatever, right? On and on. You're here, you wake up and your alarm goes. In that initial instant, you have the decision whether you're going to win or lose through whether you hit that alarm and get up or you snooze that alarm, right? And over time, see if you continue, I'm going to go for the negative first and describe that. See if over time you keep snoozing that alarm, you go into a deficit of energy, a deficit of self-worth. Now, if you miss that morning workout, deficit of self-worth, miss your macros, deficit of self-worth, miss your personal development reading, deficit, and on and on and on. Like if you've got a list of habits that you know will improve you, because everyone knows what they fucking need to do. That's the silly thing about it all. But it's now you're doing it. Like if you ever watch like a film or any like inspirational stuff, what makes them inspiring? They do hard things that we feel we're incapable of doing. That's why they're an inspiration, right? So if you're now exposing yourself to doing hard things, right, every single day, instead of stacking this deficit, right? Because see if you find yourself stacking losses rather than wins, you have a karmic debt to pay, right? Bad things will happen to you because you let bad things happen to yourself through your own actions. So you have to pay off this debt every single day, which could take time to even just get back to neutral before you start winning and stacking them. Because you can't go from a negative to a high positive. You can only go from a negative to a neutral to then a positive. So if you wake up and you start stacking wins, early wake up time, savage morning workout, morning personal development reading, reflection and journaling, hitting your macros daily so you can go to bed at the end of the night knowing you have done exactly what you and your future self would want of you that day. You stack. It's almost like a sheet of paper though. Very, very subtle at the start, a sheet of paper. But see if you stack a million sheets of paper, it would be super high. But it's the layers. You have to stack layers of success and layers of wins. And that leaves clues, you know, and if you
It's
can now
not,
track that and look at it,
yeah,
you win.
it's not complicated layers. And I love the way you described that because we're so easy to be negative. And I love how you went straight in for that because we're so good at being, I read that, like we're so negative about ourselves. We're so easy to do that. Like I was reading the Napoleon Hill Outwitting the Devil, and it says 98% of our brains, of our mind, of our consciousness are controlled by the devil within us. So like you talk about like neutral, like that 2% is positive. And I was thinking there, I was like, you know, there's a lot of people out there. Just by listening to people having a conversation, if you're in a coffee shop or whatever, is like they're always in debt to themselves. And as you say, it could be affecting other things in their life. So I think it's nicely how I thought, well, how important. I love how your kind of vision, everything you do through your social media is like the power of you've invested in yourself, making the right choices. You know, if you're choosing to win the day or lose the day, but the importance of investing in yourself. Like, why? Because so many people don't do it. They've got great excuses for it that I just think are shite, personally. And why people, and I think I always find that people are just so afraid to take that one step. Like, if we talk about the new, I'm gonna use that from now on, like talking about that neutral, to take that one sheet of paper, just to do that 1% better almost.
Yeah, so people are scared to invest in themselves because they don't have enough proof that they can like see. If you were like, let's say, going to invest in yourself, you know, actually, I'm gonna reverse all of this, right? People don't see the value in investing in themselves because they don't know what it will give them, right? If I came to you, Katie, right now and said, right, by the way, there's a Ferrari outside, I don't want it anymore, it's only $5,000, and you didn't have $5,000, you would fucking find $5,000 because you know the value of the Ferrari is well more than the $5,000, right?
Would that help my ego by having that Ferrari come down to a little bit?
If you wanted it,
yeah,
you know, if you really wanted it, right? And this is just a nuance, right? But let's say it comes to your health, your fitness, your well-being, you want to get in shape, your confidence mindset. People don't have enough confidence in themselves because it's actually not a tangible. It's like something they have to actively build and work on rather than having just, you paid for the thing, here's the thing. It's very transactional. So you need to get extremely good at unpacking what transformational now looks and feels like for an individual. It can't just be, oh, you've joined, you get this thing, and you get that, and we go back and forth, back and forth. I hate transaction. Everything has to be transformational. When you stop doing it for transaction, like people just want the thing now. Yeah, like as a good coach, you could potentially give them wins immediately, but it's going to take time. And how you unpack that self-worth is built through the self-work. And then when you can elevate someone's frequency through the discipline, the habits, the daily process, and the blueprint, they can frequently see wins. So tangibly, they will start seeing a return of their investment straight away if they now see success through their own discipline, right? So your frequency, how elevated you are, how high energy you are, how high octane you are, your frequency is what you frequently see, right? And if you're seeing yourself do things uncommon to what you previously believe you would have done, early wake up time, nailing workouts first thing in the morning, doing burpees. I've got all my boys doing fucking burpees in the morning, 20 push-ups, squat thrusters, whatever it is to get them. Like actually, because you can't think your way into positive action, right? You have to act your way into positive thinking. People are always, I don't have the right mind. So our job as a great coach is to create the right mindset, the right platform in their own head. So instead of them meandering up and down trying to get somewhere, they have start point, end point, horizontal line at it. And you can only get to a level of success up here if you stack self-development. So you're on that neutral. So you can run at it and then scale. But for so many people, they are in such a deficit of energy, a deficit of belief, a deficit of confidence, that you now have to give them the instant return of what confidence can be built through simply via a blueprint. That's why I call it a blueprint, because it's literally what I would do might not be perfect for you, Katie, but I tell you what, 99.9% of it would absolutely be bang on for you.
Yeah,
and it just needs to be spoke.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm thinking back. So for me, like when you were saying about it takes time. So for me, with Christian and Aileen, working with them for 2.5 years now, it took me 2 years for it to click. So from 2022, from March 22 to April 22, after we'd been on our retreat, that's when it clicked for me. And since then, I've been consistent. I woke up early. I found that a walk for me was far more energising, and being fueled for my workouts rather than doing it in the morning was so much better. Gave up alcohol, went alcohol free, went to try it, and I was like, And now I'm about 140 days, no alcohol. Don't miss it. I've had, I think, 2 moments where you're, in a social environment, but I don't want it because it's like, well, I want to go my run tomorrow, or I want to be good for the working week. Working in the funeral industry as well as helping well-being, so for me, I think I've made really small changes or small developments in my self-development. And now the environments that I put myself in, the people that I do follow on social media, the books that I read, even what I watch and what I listen to. And that's not me doing anything different, I suppose, in a sense that I mean, where it's falseness, it's things that are true to me, true to what have helped me through the last 10 years of a well-being journey. And I just feel that I've made, and it was you on an Instagram post recently that really kind of really made me be like, this is why I'm doing it. You shared about your struggles in the past. You were it was like really raw, and I suppose I wouldn't have known that side of you without reading that on Instagram. And it was at a point in your life you had 2 choices. You could go and be option 1 and be the Lewis that you have really, really worked on, who you are now and who you're still working on, or be that other person that was struggling. And I was like, that's what that's me, 2024 Katie. That's like, I lost my dog this year, and my dog was my best friend. I was like, I didn't let that kind of consume me where the previous version of myself would. So I feel as if I had 2 choices then, and I really knuckled down to it. Again, we went in that retreat in an amazing space with people for 5 days. I made the option 1 choice rather than option 2 choice. So what was a moment that can really help us change? Do you think there is a kind of light bulb moment for us all that we will experience, whether it takes 2 years, whether it takes a week? There's no right or wrong, because as you say, everybody's different. but a lot of things we do are the same, just in different forms. Do you think there is that kind of moment that makes us change or makes us take that step if we believe in that self-worth?
I think like proximity is power. You know, the more you surround yourself with those in a higher frequency, you're gonna be exposed to people just doing so much fucking better than you. Then you have to be like brutally honest with yourself, and there's like a mirror effect. It's like you either look at the mirror dead on, see your reflection, are you where you want to be? If the answer is fucking take action, or you run away from the mirror, or you fucking punch a hole in it, right? You gotta be just real, you know, self-responsibility, self-honesty. And if you're not where you want to be, and you have even 1% inkling of trust in yourself to allow yourself to think bigger about a life that you truly are excited about living, then who the fuck else in this world is to tell you that you can't have that, right? It's only you, because your brain, right, doesn't know the difference between reality and imagination, right? If I think a lemon tree is an apple tree, I'm going to believe it's a fucking apple tree, but it might actually still be a lemon tree, you know? But the thing is, if you can start creating an image, because that's where imagination comes from, an image, right? Of a nation of your own fucking mind. If you can create an image of the
There you go.
yeah,
So we're just
I can just pick up where I left off.
go for it.
You got to kind of create the alchemy of self, you know, the level 10 version of you, because that's an image in your own mind of what you truly want to believe and achieve, a sense. So how you look, feel, think, perform, the body fat percentage you have, the muscle mass, the money you have, the people you surround yourself with, everything, dial it all down, boil it all down to the most granular details, even the habits you have, even the foods that you eat, even the words that you allow yourself to speak, the way that you speak, everything can change if you let it change. I used to be very unconfident. I used to get a red face a lot speaking because I would be so boiled up. I used to use a lot of drugs and vices. I used to dress differently. I used to speak differently. Everything. I've changed everything about myself that I was not happy with. I've kept parts of me that I was, you know, I'm happy with, you know. I can be very, very serious, very lighthearted, very goofy sometimes. These real parts of me that I like. But I knew how I had to be if I wanted the life that I wanted to live, right? And the more you stack that confidence through those little iterations of self, over time, imagine like, you know, you've got a statue and, you know, you get a fucking Greek god statue and you chisel at it. We chisel here. It's literally just that over time. I've been doing this 10 years, you know, turned 27 yesterday. I was looking back at when I started my fitness journey. I was like 40 kilo, you know, completely under muscled and emaciated, had like little soft chest and belly. I used to drink every single weekend. I took drugs for like half a decade, like every fucking day and weekend. Like I was fucked. You know, there was no way I was going to get to where I wanted to be doing that. So I had to change everything. It was like shaking the fucking crumbs off the blanket and starting fresh.
I like that.
Fucking blank, you know, and I just had to do that. I had to do that because I knew what I wanted. And watch these like YouTube guys or listen to podcasts and look at their life. I was like, nah, I want a piece of that. You know, so like I was speaking to my mum yesterday. You know, she phoned me for like my birthday wishes, was chatting to her and stuff. It was nice. We catch up and she's like, I can't believe you kind of done it. I was like, what do you mean? She's like, I remember I used to like see you sitting in the lounge watching like fitness YouTube guys and doing this. And you said you wanted to be like a coach and you wanted to travel and you wanted to, and you've done it. And I was like, wow, I kind of have, you know, and it's like, I look back and it's like, I feel like I've only just begun, to be honest. So I've only got myself to this point where like, I'm not doing all the stupid behaviors that got me here in the first place. Like we started off in this conversation, like looking at other people, what are they doing? Can I do this? Can I do that? I'm just doing it off my own terms now. You know, building the relationship, building the business, building the physique, building the mindset, connecting with the right people on my own terms, rather than being like Like no one in this life, no one like how big a social media account, how much money they have, no one's fucking different. The only thing that's different is their habits.
Yeah, and who we choose to be with them.
Yeah, exactly. So it's really just boils down like the simple basics done extremely well on a high level for a fucking long period of time. That's it. World class basics, you
Yeah.
know.
Do you want to be, just curious, like, do you want to be an influence or an inspiration to a Lewis of 10 years ago that's going to be sitting in the living room watching fitness videos, but you're actually on that video that someone, and given that someone that there is, you can make a change to your life?
Well, yeah, yes and no. Content I watched back in the day was always like more vlog based stuff, but as I've like grown and whatnot, like a lot of the angles I go from is just all mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Super heavy on mindset, like one take Tony videos, just jumping on, press record and just blast out some wisdom for 10 minutes. Like I could show people my life, but it is literally like steak and eggs, working for 10 hours a day and then training twice a day. Like it's not the most exciting. We could do a video on that, but it'd be pretty fucking boring to be honest. Maybe it wouldn't. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not like a lifestyle guy. I've got a good lifestyle, but I know when to deploy. I don't really drink alcohol. I like to go out for a nice meal every week. You could record all that, I guess, but I just want to like give people the mindset changes, right? Just give people the fucking tonic that they need to change the direction of their thinking. Because every single day it's a game of course correction. We know what we want, we know where we are. But so many people meander, as I said, too much. And it's like a guy flying an aeroplane. If they like close their eyes for a second and the wheel and the plane just went off by 1%, they were aiming for fucking France, they'd end up in Peru. It's like you
Yeah.
land in a completely different space and place. But what we need to do is really reverse engineer it down. Right. How can I make this repeatable system that I'm now living by? Like, see, every day for me, Kate, it's up at 4 a.m. It's fucking burpees. It's a journal to read reflection. I walk 5K steps. Within doing the 5K steps, I filmed a YouTube video. I've done my story content for the day. I've posted my daily process. I've trained. I've been fasting all that morning. I've drank like 3 liters. Well, everything that I do is flow state to flow state. It's never like I don't have white space in my calendar or diary ever. It's just task, 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 task. So I get to the end of the day and I'm absolutely cunted. Hopefully I can swear on this.
You can indeed, absolutely.
Absolutely fried. So I just literally can lie in bed and just switch off completely. I don't give myself any opportunity to think negatively or think down or stress, because when everything is moment to moment, mission to mission, task to task, yeah, like you don't really have any space or time to like look at the verge, look at the downside, because everything is just momentum. You're like water almost, you're just flowing forward. And some things work, some things don't work. That's cool. But it's like, again, like I said at the start, course correction consistently, right? What went well yesterday, morning and night, to align, always be aligned, always be aligned. Why is this not working? Did that make me feel good? Should have said that thing. Okay, what tough conversation to have today to move that forward then? Like, it's just always, and the thing is, when you have that system in place, it's ridiculous to consider you could fail, and then what it does is like for your coaching guys, it's like allows you to turn up so hard for them, and I turn up for myself so I can turn up for them. That's
You can see that.
the only thing behind it. And I say some really off the cuff stuff to my people sometimes because I just have to.
Yeah.
Because love is not lies, and if you truly fucking love and respect someone, and like all of my guys in the program are like brothers to me, like, yeah, we might fall out, yeah, I might say some shit to them, but like it's for the fucking greater good. It's never for like, I would never pussyfoot around a problem if it was the thing that was killing them. It's like they can fucking change the way I changed. They're not fucking any different. I'm no different from UK. I'm just a fucking bag of meat and bones that's trying to do some shit. And it's like, I think when you just make it so simple and just be your real self as much as you can daily, now find a thing that makes you feel your best self. Like my process makes me feel epic every day. And I know what makes me not feel epic, so I just stop doing the unepic stuff.
It's like it's kind of like the surface level shit, trying to dig deeper. And like when talking about mindset, I'm kind of getting them pretty. Obviously, correct me if I'm wrong in that, but mindset is the key.
Yeah. Because like what mindset is, right? Mindset means beliefs locked.
Yeah.
Right? Just set in a way. How do we unlock those beliefs? Well, it's through opening your mind to new ways of doing things. The only way to do that, again, like I said earlier, is to act your way into positive thinking. You can't think your way into positive thinking. If you have a bad mindset, you don't actually have the you're not allowed a good mindset unless you're acting for a good mindset.
Mm.
You're not allowed it. That's why everyone has a bad mindset. Well, the majority of people have a bad mindset because they're not doing any of the actions which allow you to have a good mindset. So if you create your entire life and your purpose around improving your own mindset, you will have the craziest amount of confidence to say and do whatever you know you should every day to get what you want, you know? And if your beliefs are negative and you've got limiting beliefs and you hate yourself and you talk to yourself like you're a piece of shit and you keep always breaking your diet and failing in yourself, it's like, well, your beliefs are locked. They're
Mm.
locked. They're in a bad way. You need to
Yeah.
unlock those systems, you know? And the only way you can do that is by proving to yourself daily that you can stick to your word. And that's as simple as I could describe that to create the mindset.
I think that's clear. I think that is totally clear. Because like I get really frustrated and think you are so fucking capable of doing it. Like, and it could be something so minuscule, and they'll say, or they'll be in conversation. And I think you're right when it comes to how we speak or the words that we use. I think if you were to record certain people and make them listen to it back, it probably surprise them. Be like, oh, that's really bad. And I go, no, just if you just fucking do it like the way that I'm doing it, or the way that I've had to learn to do it, you're going to be so much better. And I think like with all your experience, and I love your wisdom, and sometimes it energizes. Like me, I look at social media and I look at the people that I want to give me a bit of wisdom and things like that. What wisdom or any tips or anything right now on the spot that you can share with me, that might help me, that might help many other guys out there, that want to make a change, that you could share and try and inspire us in a way?
So I live my life, I love my quotes. I'm
Oh,
one of those people. I'm
yeah.
quite cheesy in that respect.
Oh, I love
But
a good quote.
one of the quotes that really done it for me, like I'd probably say about a year and a half ago, I went through like the biggest change. Like something just clicked in my head
Mm-hmm.
after years of like doing okay, right? I was just doing okay, getting on, slowly building. Then it was like a catalyst. Like
Yeah.
I heard this quote and it was like, it's not how, it's who.
Oh,
It's not. It's never how do I lose the fat? How
yeah.
do I have money? How do I have the relationship? How people are always asking how and looking out, waiting for a sign. But it's who. It's about creating the person that you want to be, and then sliding with the frequency that elevate your state and energy to almost be like capable of receiving universal truths and laws and fucking success. Like it's about who. Like, see a fat person want to lose 40 kilos of fat. The diet, yes. The trading, yes. The steps, yes. That's all the hows, right?
Yeah.
Until they know who can do that, the man they want to be, the woman they want to be, who they want to show up for, the kids, the partner, like their work, their business, like until they know who that person is on the other side once they've achieved everything, then they'll never get there. But if you're super clear on who you want to be, it's just a game of just showing up daily as that person,
Love
right?
that. Mm-hmm.
Just act your way into it. And it's not fake it till you make it. Call it that, whatever. But I just believe like it's not faking it because you're going to become the person anyway. Like, see anything as any goals that I set in life, I'm just like, it's done. It's done already. I just need to act my way there now.
I use that the words I've already won, because I think it just provides me with so much. I actually wrote a post about it yesterday. Like, I've already won. So I can relate to that one. That's already done, and that keeps your positivity going. That keeps your mind set. I like the way you described that. Just like there for the like mission to mission, task to task, like all the putting the pieces of the jigsaw together for it already happening. Yeah, I love that.
Sometimes, like, when talking about the kind of task to task thing, sometimes I might go and go a walk for half an hour, and not work and not listen to anything, or just go, over here in Dubai, you've got access to a pool, maybe go lie and just bake in the sun for 20-30 minutes and just like feel the sun fucking replenishing your central nervous system so you can jump back in and push again. But like, yeah, you just got to stay. No one's ever too busy to get better, right? That's
Love that.
and it's like, when you just spend your entire life trying to be the best you do just make more money, have better fucking sex, have better energy, meet better people, like all the human needs that you want, like on the fucking Maslow's hierarchy, you just achieve them so much better with so much less friction when you're just on your shit, on your game. And it's only when you're in a low frequency and you're packed full of guilt and shame and anger at life, at other people, again, projecting rather than reflecting. It's like, that's when you stay stuck. So it's never a business problem. It's never a fitness problem. It's never a this problem. It's always a you problem. It's always a person problem. It's like, if you get the best version of you to the table every single day through a process, through a blueprint, then it'd be ridiculous to consider you'll never get what you want. It just takes time.
Yeah, I totally feel it, and I'm learning about, like, obviously being a funeral director, and you listen to a lot of like tributes at a funeral or a eulogy, or people getting up and saying about people's life, and you get like the two types of people or two groups of people where they come out and be like, oh, they were so good, they were so positive about life, and it gives them energy to maybe go and do something for themselves. Or the other people like, that wasn't the person I knew. That wasn't, like, why were they saying all those nice things when they were an arsehole? And it's like, well, you've got the chance now to build the legacy, so that if you decide to have a funeral when you die, ultimately you become in charge of what's said, or what maybe a person says at your funeral, and how that can maybe give someone the energy to be that 1% better in that day. And I'm like, well, yeah, I don't, and I've listened to so many tributes, and I'm not saying that tributes are bad, and I'm just like, I think a tribute at a funeral could be so much better. So I've put it into like what I know, what I do, and it's like, well, if I'm 1% better every day, if I died next week, what is the 1% better every day that might be like, right, that's my true, authentic self. Like, everything that we've spoken about can really tie into what's said at my funeral if I decided to have one. It's like, it's just putting it into the every day.
Gotta think with the end in mind.
Always.
You don't know what, like, all fucking said and done, and you're a bag of bones or a bag of dust. Like, what the fucking people say about you? I don't really even care, but
Me neither.
I just know, between the moment I was born to the moment I leave this place, I wanna live the lifestyle that I've always wanted to live. And the only way you can do that, like, see when it's not about you, like, I want this. See when you want something, it runs away. Or sorry, see when you need something, see what I need to change, I need this, it runs away because it's needy. It's like you're the needy fucking ex-partner that's like, oh, come back to me.
Come to me.
Yeah. But if you want something, guess what? You own the action. Go take it. Go fucking get it, So I think it's just like, if you want to, leave a legacy, if you want to live a life and get to the end of your tether, and one day all is said and done, you made a massive impact, and people are just going to have to say good shit about you. Otherwise, it would be a lie.
The bastards. If they don't.
Right. But I think all of this, like, the biggest pivotal changes for me have just been massive forward action, being authentic, creating the process and the habits. Because you know what, it's when you can start acting your way into the situations you want, like a lot of doors open because then you're valuable enough and people will consider you someone to actually like be around. You know, it's like you've got to build that self-worth in you. Like me 5 years ago wouldn't be where I'm like at, with the mindset I had 5 years ago would not be the mindset I have now. So you have to act with the mindset of the future you. Like, what would the future you do? Would the future you even care about what the problem is you're dealing with right now? No, it's too small. You know, it's too small problem. You know, so you got to just be like, right, what the problems that the next level version of me is dealing with. Okay, they're big and nasty. Why am I complaining right now? Fucking work.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the way that I've kind of developed my outlook, certainly in the last months of 2024. I would definitely say a cheesy quote. What cheesy quote could you give me right now that would help me make sure I'm that 1% better today?
Just become someone who doesn't miss.
Ooh, okay.
Just don't miss things ever. If you got to do list, like I don't go to bed at night until everything's done. And I could be out like last night, was out with like Christian, Ailey, my brother, Amy. Didn't get to bed till like 11:30 or something. But I made sure everything was done. I was up at 4 a.m. Long day. Everything was done. 2 workouts, 20K steps, macros pretty much bang on for what a birthday can look like with the journaling, reflection, sales, client fulfillment, you like everything. If you got the things that you know you need to do every day, just don't miss. Why are you missing? You gotta ask yourself, why did you miss? Why? You're just lazy. You know, it's always just like, yeah, people are just lazy. Like, stop being lazy. Just do the thing, do the thing, do the thing, do the thing. Don't ever stop doing the thing that works because it's working.
Yeah, because I'm doing the things right now that I don't want to do, and I'm very open about that, but I'm still doing it. And actually, sometimes it's proven to be better for it.
Like, I think, see all this shit. Like, I want to do it. I want to. It's not like I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Like, if I like, let's say for like coaching or something, I've had to like do like 100 outreach in a day. I want to do that. Because see, then it's like, I need to do that to grow the business. It doesn't really work that way. Because if you need it, you're always going to be in a state of chasing. But see, when you want to, it's like, I want to actually connect, engage, and inspire my audience through positive conversation and move them forward towards their goals. That feels less frictionless for me if I go in with that mindset than, oh, fuck, I need to send 100 copy and paste messages.
Yeah.
I'd rather
when you want, and you need. Yeah, I get that. I understand that now more than I probably would have done a few years ago. If I think about the few years ago, Katie, and I think I always ask this same question before we finish. I'm really curious about what your answers could be. What are your superpowers?
I say my superpowers is like generally be able to speak someone. I don't know what happened there. Something just died in the kitchen. I'd say my superpowers generally are like being able to speak someone round the bend through not calling them out, but calling them up. Right?
Ooh, okay.
I never always call them up to their purpose, up to their potential, up to their goals. Right? Because if you can do that, then the fitness, the nutrition thing, the training thing is super easy. You know, if they're up at a level when they can look over their life and know what they need to do. But if you call someone out, it's like you berate them, you make them feel lesser. You know, so I never do that. I think just the best thing I can ever do is just pull the right lever for someone's mind to function that little bit more. And I'm see for all my guys, I'm like the older brother potentially. So not on a pedestal, but I'm like, yeah, I've fucked up a few times at X, Y, and Z. Let's not do that, dude. Let's just work on this. This works. Let's go. And just try to be like a bit of a positive force for guys that are very similar to me that have maybe done or been through things I've been through and just guide them through a path that I know actually like will lead them to either location freedom, financial freedom, physical freedom, mental freedom, whatever it is. Like, I could help someone build a business, I could help someone build a physique, could help someone change their mindset, could help someone like nail nutrition. I used to like binge eat and shit like that and go through all these horrible cycles. Anything that I've ever failed at and then gotten on top of, I just coach people on that, so then it's authentic, you know. But it's all through like the school of life of just learning. But I'd just say like it's the mindset proponent of it, and just once you nail that, and helping people understand that proper, and this like, see the way me and you've spoke today, it's like the way I said it is so, it's not really fluffy, it's kind of like straight to the point lines of information, because you can make mindset simple, like really, really simple if you understand it, you know.
Yeah.
And that's understanding yourself. So help people understand themselves and their mindset is probably what I would say I'm the best at.
Love that. Absolutely. You've certainly given me energy to be better today, for sure. Even though I'm not feeling 100%, but such is life. We all get it. So it's just how, yeah.
47
Absolutely.
morning for the UK, you know.
I know. That's
man.
commitment. That is commitment. But you know that in the funeral industry we are 24 hours sometimes. So yeah, it is what it is. But look, thank you so much. Your wisdom, everything. I've been buzzing about doing this conversation. It has not disappointed, and it's given me a lot of curiosity, especially with my mindset, working on it so much. So thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure.
It's been a privilege as well. Thanks for having me on, Katie.